Oh man, what's up? We're back. It's been a minute. We are back. I got the Lucy just perked up because I guess I'm a little louder than usual. Lucy, we're back though. It's exciting. We've been gone for a while. What's up, YouTube? What's up, Periscope? What's up, everybody? Good to see everybody. What's up, Facebook? I hope everyone is doing incredibly well. And it is good to be back. It is very good to be back. I have lots to share. I had a fun tour. All was fun. Yeah, good stuff to report. Karen, Misanthropic Cat, Pacific Northwest Vegan, Bernie, and Tulsi. What's up? Emmy Lynn. Tony, what's up? We're going to be talking about that real soon. What's up, Tim? What's up, DLJ? What's up, Andre? Oh, man. So, guys, I wasn't even planning on talking about this today. Why? Because I had already gone through the articles people were sending in and was already ready to do the show before this even hit the blogosphere. But that's part of the joy of Get Your News On with Ron. In real time, we're figuring out what's going on in the world. It's like waking up in the morning and going, hey, I want to get my news on. I want to find out what's going on in the world, except we do that as a group. And I know it's not morning for everybody. I know in my time zone, it's morning. At least it's 10 a.m., which is a comedian's morning. Believe me. I do consider this a morning show. I always have. I know some people are like, it's 10 a.m., Ron. Yeah, I'm a comic, okay? I'm a comedian. I've been a comedian for a while now. 10 a.m. is early morning for me, and it probably always will be. But this is breaking news. I just saw this as I was about the show was already prepared. People had tweeted me articles. I went through our Reddit subsection. I picked out the stuff for today. I kind of just went in order. I'm not going to get to everything today. But then this just happened. Lucy stood up. That's how breaking it is. And she's like, what's going on? What is breaking, Ron? I am up and in position. You're altering the show? Why are you doing that? Well, because Donald Trump ousted John Bolton. President Donald Trump, this is from the New York Times. This is breaking. This is happening right now. President Trump announced on Tuesday, that's today, that he had fired John R. Bolton, his third national security advisor, on Tuesday amid fundamental disagreements over how to handle major foreign policy challenges like Iran, North Korea, and most recently Afghanistan. Bolton's plan was, let's just bomb the shit out of everywhere. I guarantee that's Bolton's plan. All right, so here's what Trump said. I informed John Bolton last night that his services are no longer needed at the White House. And President Trump tweeted this. I disagreed strongly with many of his suggestions, as did others in the administration, and therefore I asked John for his resignation, which was given to me this morning. I thank John very much for his service. Mr. Bolton offered a different version on how the end came in his own message on Twitter shortly afterward. I offered to resign last night, and Trump said, let's talk about it tomorrow. This is what John Bolton claims. And responding to a question from the New York Times via text message, John Bolton said it was his initiative. Offered last night without his asking, he wrote, slept on it, and gave it to him this morning. So Bolton saying, it was my idea. You didn't fire me. I quit. Trump saying I fired him. Now, a couple other folks in the White House, according to what I've seen on Twitter so far this morning, they actually back up Trump's story. They're saying that Trump did, in fact, fire the guy. Who knows? Look, the White House is quite in shambles, and that's been going on since Trump has taken office as far as turnover goes. There is more turnover at the White House than in a third-party pyramid scheme. We know this. This is nothing new. The fact that John Bolton is gone is a very good thing, regardless of how terrible Trump is. The fact that some warmongering psychopath like John Bolton, which remember our theory here at this show, all the warmongering is kept in his mustache. If he shaved, he's going to be a big peacenik. I don't know if that's true or not. No science is backing that up. That's a theory we came up with on this show together, that maybe, just maybe, all the warmongering psychopath-ness is kept in his mustache. And if he shaved it, he'd just be like, we should seek more diplomatic solutions, and we should just we should try to have dialogue. And we really got to combat climate change. That's the one war I can get behind, a war against climate change, a war against us continuing our destructive path when it comes to the climate. That's That's the right kind of war, so to speak. The metaphorical war, if you will. The weapons involve windmills and solar panels and local agriculture and railroads and cars that don't run on fossil fuels. I can get behind all that. I can get behind. But anyway, Trump got rid of Bolton. Who knows why exactly? And I'm sure more is going to surface. Again, this is breaking right now. Right now, we know that Trump got rid of Bolton. Trump's saying that he fired Bolton. Bolton's saying, you didn't fire me, I quit, to paraphrase a brilliant Nirvana lyric. Some other folks in the White House are backing up Trump's side of it. So is Trump telling the truth? Well, who knows? It's not really all that important one way or another. What's important is that this dude's gone. Donald Trump, and, you know, I've been saying this for 3 years now. I don't think Donald Trump really has any convictions one way or another about anything. I think he's just a total narcissist who's dealing with this moment in the spotlight. I don't think he ever really wanted the job of president. I think at the end of the day, Donald Trump was doing a big publicity stunt because he wanted to start Trump TV. I think that's really at the end of the day what he wanted. He wanted to start a network. What happened was people got in his craw a little bit. Obama called him out a little bit. Hillary Clinton called him out a little bit. That hit his ego a little bit. And he thought, I might actually have a chance to win this thing. And he did win the thing. Why did he win the thing? Because he ran against the worst candidate in the history of the Democratic Party. They were quite possibly the two least likable candidates ever in the history of American politics, at least on the surface. And it was an unpopularity contest until the end. You know why? Because the person with less votes won the election. Literally, an unpopularity contest through and through. So anyway, Trump is president now. He's dealing with it. I don't think he has any convictions one way or another. I think he's just kind of flailing in the wind. So it's a good thing that a warmongering psychopath doesn't have his ear anymore. Is there a chance another warmongering psychopath is going to come in? Yeah, of course there's that concern. You know, Donald Trump ran on non-interventionism. He spoke about that on the campaign trail in 2016. He spoke against interventionism. He went against the narrative of his own party. And he attracted people because of it. People drew to him because of that. He didn't really follow through on it. You know, there have been a few moments, but for the most part, he hasn't really followed through on it, especially based on who he surrounded himself with. So maybe, just maybe, John Bolton's psychopath warmongering does have something to do with the reason why John Bolton is gone. I hope so. Do I know one way or another at this point in time? No, I don't. I don't think anyone does. Trump did tweet that they have major disagreements, just kind of left it there. Did they genuinely have disagreements? Was Bolton like, let's bomb everywhere. My mustache is guiding the evil. And Trump was like, you know, people kind of like my non-interventionist thing. And so I don't think we should do that. And John Bolton was like, unacceptable. And Trump was like, you know what? You're gone. Did that happen? Maybe, maybe not. Is there a chance this was just maybe they had a measuring contest? Trump didn't like the results? Sure. Yeah. There's a good chance that that's all it is too. There's a good chance this is just a personality clash. Because again, there's been more turnover in this White House than in a third-party pyramid scheme. And it's a good thing. It is a good thing. It is a good thing because it stops a very dangerous administration from getting as much done as they could. That's a good thing. And the fact that John Bolton's gone, that's a good thing. That's a really good thing. The fact that somebody like John Bolton doesn't have someone like Donald Trump's ear anymore, that's a good thing. That's a relief. So right now, we're still watching this all unfold. More will unfold in the very hour that this show goes on for. Right now, we know John Bolton's gone. That's a good thing. Hopefully, another warmongering psychopath doesn't take his place. Hopefully, it's a warmongering psychopath with a shaved mustache, which takes away the warmongering psychopathness. He's going to get another warmongering psychopath, and it's just like, well, here's another warmongering psychopath to replace this other warmongering psychopath. But then that guy's just going to shave his mustache, and he's going to be like, wait a second, I've had a change of heart. I want peace. I don't want to bomb anywhere. We need to seek diplomacy. We need to really start fighting climate change. That's what I'm going to do. Come on, Donald Trump. We can make it sound cool. I'll tell you how cool it is. And Donald Trump will be like, really? It's cool? Of course it's cool. Melania thinks it's cool. Everyone thinks it's cool. Kanye's on board. And Trump will be like, okay. It's probably not going to work out that way. It's probably not going to work out that way. But it's good that John Bolton's gone. It's really good that a warmongering psychopath who, oh, by the way, his plan for all those countries, by the way, just bomb them. Yeah, we disagreed on Afghanistan. We disagreed on this. His plan was just, well, we're just going to bomb them. We're just going to bomb them relentlessly. All the countries that then North Korea, Iran, Afghanistan. It's good that John Bolton's gone. That's a sigh of relief. Hopefully there's just not another warmongering psychopath to step in. Hopefully that's not the case. Is there a chance that's going to be the case? Yeah, and there's a good chance that's going to be the case based on past behavior. But it's good that John Bolton's gone. It's very, 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 very good that John Bolton's gone. And let's hope for the best. Let's hope that they had genuine disagreements where Trump was like, I'm tired of all these wars. And I told the American people I was going to end them. And I was not going to be an interventionist. I told the American people that. Maybe that happened. I doubt it, because Trump certainly told a bunch of other lies, and he hasn't shown any remorse or any willingness to want to stick to what he actually promised. So we'll see. But John Bolton gone, and that's a good thing. And I drink water from a mason jar, which, by the way, shout out to Mary and Madison, who gave me a poem about a mason jar. She wrote a poem about a mason jar for me, and thank you very much for that, Mary. And it was wonderful to meet you in Madison, and it was wonderful to meet everybody else who I met on the road the past 5 days. It was an amazing run. Thank you all, and it's also amazing that John Bolton's gone. All right, we'll keep an eye on this as it unfolds, but that is breaking, and that is what we know so far. So some of you have been bringing Paula Jean Swearengin to my attention, because it looks like she is going to run for Senate. So this is from Joe, and then R.F. Hartwell also shared an interview from friend of the show, Mikey Figueredo from the Humanist Report. So here's what's going on so far. Democrat Swearengin announces renewed bid for U.S. Senate in 2020. Activist turned political candidate Paula Jean Swearengin announced she'll again run for a seat in the U.S. Senate. She made the announcement Tuesday on her campaign's Facebook page. Swearengin first ran in 2018 as an environmentally conscious and an advocate for the working and lower class. And then she lost to Joe Manchin, who this article describes as a moderate Democrat. There is no society where Joe Manchin would be considered a moderate, not even the United States. He's a conservative, even by the United States standards, which means he would be considered fringe far right anywhere else in any other similar democracy in the world. Democracy. All right, so Swearengin right now is the only Democrat running. She'll likely face, if she gets to the primary, she'll likely face incumbent Republican Shelley Moore Capito, by the way. So here's something that R.F. Hartwell shared over on our Reddit, and this is an interview with her via the Humanist Report. So the opponent for Paula Jean Swearengin does in fact pronounce their name Capito. Now, I am of Italian descent. I speak Italian, and hold up. I can tell you that the correct pronunciation would be Capito. That's just how a name like that would be pronounced. It would be Capito. All right, like because the I has an E sound and the O is like kind of like an accented O, so it would be Capito. This person pronounces it Capito. No judgment here, because, you know, if I really wanted to say my name, the proper pronunciation, it would be Placone. All right, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go by Ron Placone. It's Ron Placone. All right, that's fine. You don't call him Capone because we're speaking English here. So it would be Capito, but if that person wants to go by Capito, that's their business. But if you pronounce it Capito, you're technically not wrong. I'm just saying. It's not like, oh, Capito. Like, all right, because that's actually in the interview, which let's get this interview queued up here. Because this is from Mikey and the Humanist Report.
If you ever find yourself...
All right. Okay. Here we go.
Announced. And this time, I mean, I had a good feeling about you last time, of course, because you're so real, you're genuine. But this time, it feels really different. I believe you're the only Democrat running in the primary currently, right? So he's
acknowledging she's the only Democrat running. and that she'll be going up against Capito or Capito. They want to go by Capito. That's their business. No judgment here.
Kind of the front runner. So what's different this time now that you're not running against Manchin, you're running against Capito?
Well, Capito and Joe Manchin are kind of the same people, except one's Democrat and one's Republican. I just don't think Shelley Moore Capito's got enough scrutiny. She votes straight Republican. She votes against our health care. She's not a really good advocate for West Virginia, and they're really good friends.
So unlike Joe Manchin, she actually has, Capito actually has the R next to her name. You know, that's the only thing. Joe Manchin, for an inexplicable reason, has a D next to his name. There's no reason for it. He is a dino, a Democrat in name only, which, again, Democrats overall a conservative party. Joe Manchin is too conservative for a largely conservative party compared to other similar parties around the world. Anyway.
But I really believe that if we're going to elect somebody like Bernie Sanders, we need support in the Senate. We have some good progressive candidates in the House. We good incumbents in the House. And we have some good progressive candidates for the House, but we definitely need more support in the Senate.
So she's right. Paula Jean is thinking long term. She's thinking down the road, and she realized we need to beef up the Senate if we're going to have a President Bernie Sanders. Because here's what happens. If Bernie Sanders is our next president, what he's going to have to do is, A, Paula Jean is right. We're going to have to beef up the Senate, get more progressives in the Senate. The other thing Bernie is going to need to do is he's going to need to get the movement behind him, similar to what FDR did, similar to the fireside chats. He's going to need to go to, hey, you the people, we the people. Here's what I want to get done. Here's what I, as the president you elected, want to get done. Here is who's holding it up in the House and the Senate. Here's who they are. And then we the people got to go and pick those people off. We got to get them out of office. That's what's got to happen. We have to get them out of office. We have to vote them out. And it's got to be from the ground up. When we got a good guy in the White House who's like, this is what I want to do. Here's who's holding it up in the House and Senate. Well, we got to change that House and Senate. So Paula Jean has some foresight going for the Senate. Smart move. Smart move on her part. Joe wanted to bring her into the spotlight. So did R.F. Hartwell. I like Paula Jean. I think she's... when it comes to electoral politics, you guys know I'm not a very big fan. And I do like when I see some diamonds in the rough, and I consider her one of the diamonds in the rough, so to speak. So I like Paula Jean, and we'll try to have her on this show to talk more about her Senate campaign. And good job there, Mike Figueredo. Shout out to Mike Figueredo. Even though apparently it's Capito. He said Capito. She corrected him. This person goes by Capito. Maybe an Italian last name is dangerous to West Virginia voters, apparently. I don't know. Maybe West Virginia Republicans don't like Italian last names. I have no idea if there's any truth in that. But I don't know. Who knows? All right. So this comes from Long Beach. What's up, Long Beach? Good to see you. And this story is pretty interesting here. This happened about a day ago, I believe. So check this out, guys. A man attacked the Wall Street Bull. That's not the actual name of it. I call it the Wall Street Bull. That's what, anyway. All right. So man cursing Trump and blasting gospel music smashes charging bull statue with banjo. The landmark charging bull statue in Lower Manhattan now suffers from a 6-inch long dent in its right horn. There, you can see it there. There's the dent. After a man repeatedly smashed a 7,000-pound bronze beast while cursing President Trump, Tavon Verlack, 42 from Dallas, used what appeared to be a metal banjo to attack the bull. All right, plenty of spectators took photos and videos. And Luis Cruz stood up for the bull. He just started wilding out, hitting the bull over the head, Luis Cruz, 53, told the New York Times. Cruz added that Verlack cursed at Trump. Cruz said he expressed astonishment to people snapping photos of the man's behavior, saying, "What are you doing? What if this guy turns on you, hits you over the head, and kills you? They didn't pay no mind." That's some good advice. That's actually some good advice from Cruz. Luis is right here. Reportedly, Verlack even brought a portable speaker and played gospel music as he whacked the bull. A man named Louis told the Daily News. He turned on the music, then started hitting it. So Louise, I misspoke there. Louise actually didn't stand up to the bull. I thought he was directing those comments at the attacker. He was directing those comments at the people taking pictures. So my bad there, Louise. I misrepresented it there. I misrepresented you there. I was reading too fast, and I was reading in real time. So this gentleman, Louise, said to the people taking pictures, like, hey, what are you guys doing? What if this guy is a little... Because if you see somebody attack a statue in broad daylight and start beating it up with a banjo, you might not know where they're at mentally. That's very fair. So if you're going to be like, hey, I want to get like, all right, I'm going to live stream this. There's a dude. Here I am. What's up, everybody? Dude's beating up a bull. He's beating up the bull. Although I got to be honest, I guess given my line of work, I would try to live stream it. So I guess Louise would look at me and be like, what's your problem? And I'd be like, this is solid. This might go viral, man. This might go viral. This could help the channel. This could help boost the numbers. Sorry, I got to try here. And if he attacks me, I got a little bit of a head start. I have a little bit of distance between us so I can get a good angle on the stream. So I'm just going to run. He's got a banjo. I got nothing. I would probably just have my phone and my wallet. And my keys. I don't really have anything to defend myself with should I need to. So if dude's chasing me with a banjo, I don't know what, I would probably just run and be like, I'm a like-minded person. I don't like Wall Street either. Did you hurt the bull's feelings? Property has feelings. This is me running. This is a weird gesture for me running. I guarantee someone make a meme out of this. This is incriminating what I just did. I guarantee the stream's demonetized. Guarantee it. Definitely a demonetized stream. But that's what I would do. I would try to live stream it. So Louise would look at me and be like, what are you doing? What if this guy goes nuts and chase? I'm going to run. I'm going to run. I'll try to live stream the whole thing too while I'm running. I'm like, the dude with the banjo is chasing me. I'm trying to run. I'm panting. I'm not in the best of shape. I need to work out more. And if I escape from banjo dude, that's what's going to happen. I'm going to work out more. So the article mentions other times where the Wall Street bull, I just call it the Wall Street bull. But so the bull has been splashed with paint at least twice, most recently in 2017, when climate change activists used blue paint to draw attention to the Paris Accord Agreement, a United Nations. All right, so anyway. And then in 2011, a young artist yarn bombed the bull, crocheting a hot pink and black full body cover. That same year, steel barricades were installed around the sculpture as a security measure during the Occupy Wall Street protests. We got to look out for this bull. I mean, look, the bull has feelings. The bull has a family. You know, what does the bull's family think about now? There's a dent in the bull, and I mean, what's going to happen? I mean, what's going to happen? Think of all the Wall Street folks walking by. Now they have to look at a dented bull when they're going to Wall Street to, you know, just make their honest livings. Just do their thing, and they see this dent in the bull. Their wrap is gonna be a little less tasty that day because of that dent. And did you feel better about yourself? Think about the bull's family, the other bull statues that it bred. All right. So anyway, that happened. So Linda Painter, a tourist, visited the bull. Here, So Linda Painter is a tourist here, and she visited the bull on Monday morning after reading about what had happened. It's horrible. It's disgusting. I don't understand that. Linda, it's a statue. It's not a person. I don't know what to tell you there. It is a statue. You didn't need to visit this. Did you bring the statue some chicken soup? Saying, hey, did you get a get well soon card for the statue? I visited the statue on Monday. This is disgusting. This is so disgusting. You know, there's kids in cages, Linda. That's happening. We're clutching our pearls over a bull that's a decoration for Wall Street. Oh, man. Just keep the bull's family in your prayers, really. We got to do that. All right. So that happened to the bull. And, yeah, you know, full disclaimer, I would have tried to live stream it. All right. Let's see here. Oh, here's something else. We'll do this now, so then I can take my headphones off because I'm pretty sure this is our last piece of audio for the day. And Josh brought this to my attention. So Josh, thank you for this. Here is John Hickenlooper. Once again, gaslight, or no, I'm sorry. I just said John Hicken. Guys, This is my first day back after a week-long hiatus. I'm a little flubby today. I'm a little goofy. Lucy's here. By the way, you might be wondering, did Lucy have that moment where you got back from the road and she was a bit standoffish to you? Yes, for about an hour. And then come nighttime when it was bedtime, she was kind of all up in my grill, doing her whole do not leave again thing. And she was very clingy this morning. And are you happy I'm home? I missed you. I missed you. It's, look, I am a lucky man. I am a genuinely lucky man. And when you wake up to a wonderful fiance and your really cool cat, it's an amazing way to wake up. And I hate waking up any other way. I don't hate it. I mean, I still greet the day, and, sometimes I travel and I'm away from them, but you know what I mean? It's, I like waking up that way, way more than any other way. So anyway, Lucy, missed you. All right. So Josh brought this to my attention, and I said John Hickenlooper. I meant John Delaney. John Hickenlooper has, of course, dropped out. Sorry for the misspeak there. Here's what John Delaney is doing, gaslighting people once again. Let's check out this video. Let me get the sound up for you.
All three of them are vulnerable for different reasons. I think Senator Sanders and Senator Warren, who I have a lot of respect for, I think they're fundamentally running on things.
He's talking about how flawed Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren are. This guy doesn't even have 40,000 followers on Twitter. Every time he tweets something, his ratios are atrocious towards whatever he tweeted. I am a comedian who live streams a show from my living room. I have hijacked threads of his many times. I don't even remember how many at this point. But I have hijacked threads of his. I'm a comedian who streams a show from my living room where I'm getting my news on, where I'm seeing articles for the first time. That's my show. That's the show I do. And I can hijack a thread from a guy who thinks he's going to be president. This guy has a level of delusion that is, I mean, it should be diagnosed. Like, I'm sorry, it should be diagnosed. I mean, for this guy to entertain this fantasy that he has any chance in hell, he's humiliating himself. He's tarnishing his name forever. He's setting a horrible example for his family. And all because he has a couple $1 million invested in healthcare, which when you have 24 million, that's not a lot of money. When you got 24 million, 3 of it's in healthcare, and he wants to maintain the status quo because he wants other people to not get healthcare so that his stocks do better. How greedy can you get? Why not just take that 3 million, invest it in something else, John Delaney? Just invest it elsewhere. Everybody gets healthcare. You're still rich. You're that greedy and that short-sighted. What's wrong with you? Let's see if he tells us.
Is that a majority of the American people won't ultimately support.
The majority of American people already want Medicare for all. Bernie Sanders went on Fox News, got a standing ovation when he brought up Medicare for all. He gets applause and standing ovations in the heartland when he talks about Medicare for all. About 70% of Americans want it. Even in a Fox News town hall, everybody's for Medicare for all. Okay.
And I just think
that's why a bunch of Democrats are lying and saying they're for it when they're actually not. All right, moving on.
That's very, very dangerous. Things like making private insurance illegal.
It's not what it does. Not what it does. It makes duplicative insurance unnecessary. That's what it does. So it prohibits duplicative insurance. There will still be a private insurance sector for things that are not covered under a Medicare for All plan, which, by the way, Medicare for All isn't just going to exist in its current state. It's going to be expanded, and it's going to cover a lot more things. It's going to be a more extensive Medicare, and that's what we're all going to get. So duplicative insurance becomes unnecessary and void, so it's not around anymore. But there will still be a private insurance industry for stuff like Botox, stuff like elective surgery, things that aren't covered. Things that are elective, that aren't necessary. I might want to get the eye surgery. What you know what I'm talking about? The cataract, is that what it's called? The surgery where it LASIK. It's having a brain fart. I was like, what's it called? LASIK. I might want to get LASIK. There's a good chance that might not be covered under it. It probably won't be because it's elective. I don't need it. But I want to wake up and be able to see without having to put my glasses on. Someday I might get that. At the moment, I don't really have the budget for it, but if I ever have the means, I might go get that. It's come a long way over the years. That will probably exist in the private insurance market, even in the Medicare for All world. And I might want to look into a certain plan where it's like, if I think I'm probably going to do this, there might be a plan for that. There might be a plan. Hey, if you think you're going to get this surgery, you know, you can buy this insurance plan so that it would be covered. Anyway. All right. So that's just not true, what he just said. All right.
For decriminalizing the border. I just don't think a significant majority of the American people are behind these things. And that's a problem. And I think the vice president hasn't really put forth a lot of new ideas. I mean, I think what we need in this election is we need new ideas for the challenges that we face, which are very significant. But we need.
So he wants new ideas, yet his idea is we just got to keep the health insurance industry around. He's calling for new ideas, and his idea is the status quo is fine. That makes sense. All right.
Someone who can actually craft solutions to these challenges in
which you have not done. You haven't crafted any solutions. You just parrot right-wing propaganda against the Medicare for All system because it hurts your stocks.
Ways that a majority of the American people can get behind them. So we need kind of a.
You drew 11 people at one of your events. 11. You have no enthusiasm whatsoever behind you. You have no supporters other than your own family. Your Twitter print is pathetic. So is all of your social media. All of your appearances, which you basically buy your way into, you just embarrass yourself. And whenever there's an audience involved, you get booed. Please tell me how you, John Delaney, know how to connect with the majority of Americans. You're doing a knockout job so far, let me tell you.
Pragmatic idealist. I don't think Senator Warren and Senator Sanders are putting forth pragmatic ideas. And I don't think Vice President Biden is reaching with big solutions that I think we need.
That's one thing we agree on. Holy shit. John, hey, a broken clock is right twice a day. And sometimes there's very strange bedfellows. That is the first time I've ever heard a sentence uttered from John Delaney that I agreed with. You know, I like ice cream. Maybe he has said that at one point in time, and that's something that we both agree on. I too enjoy ice cream. So if he said that, well, there's another point we agree. But he just said Joe Biden isn't really thinking big enough. I actually agree there. Joe Biden thinks we can just do something about climate change by the year 2070 and we'll all be fine. So, hey, he's actually right there. In that 2.5 seconds, John Delaney said something right. There we go. Good job, John.
And we need someone who can fuse those two things together, which I believe I can.
No, you can't. No, you can't, because you have no ideas and nobody likes you and you have no self-awareness and you need to drop out. You need to drop out because the only reason you're doing this is to protect your stocks in the insurance industry. That's the only reason you're doing this. He knows that he has no plan. He knows that the stuff he parrots is just right-wing propaganda. Oh, if we have Medicare for all, it's going to close a bunch of hospitals. No, it's not. That's been debunked many times over. That's a Fox News talking point. John Delaney parrots it to protect his own stock. That's why. That's why he's doing it. John Delaney. Oh, and by the way, he used the word pragmatic there. We got to be pragmatic about this. That reminds me of a certain thing that I said at one point in time that Josh gave me a shout out on, which, Josh, thank you for doing this. Let's check out Josh. Your boy talking out his ass again. There's nothing pragmatic about an incremental solution for a catastrophic problem. And that was me. Thank you for that shout out, Josh. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And John Delaney, I'll say it to you too. You want to talk about pragmatic solutions? There's people dying. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people die every year because of a lack of adequate health care, because they don't have access. They don't have the health care that they need. Well, they have access, but they don't have the health care that they need. And they're dying because of it. In the richest country in the world, that's a catastrophe. And there's nothing pragmatic about an incremental solution to a catastrophic problem. Take that home with you, John Delaney. All right. And thanks for the shout out, Josh. Much appreciated. Lucy, you're so precious. Joe, you can end the clip there. End the clip with Lucy standing in front of my face. I like it. Lucy. All right. Got a couple more stories, and then I'm going to do the song of the day here in a minute. And then I think I'll go to you guys. Check this out. So we missed Music Monday because I was still traveling, and David submitted this for Music Monday. Thank you for this submission, David. And this is really interesting. Mick Jagger from the Rolling Stones You may have heard of them. They started in England a while ago, and they've done okay, Rolling Stones. I think they've done pretty okay. Big blues fans, the Rolling Stones. In fact, if you haven't seen it, I recommend looking up some of the videos where the Rolling Stones collaborated with Howlin' Wolf. And it's actually a really special video where Howlin' Wolf is playing, and Mick and Keith, they're very young at the time. They're in their 20s, and they're looking at Howlin' Wolf like they're little kids looking up at Santa Claus or something, you know, like they're just so floored by Howlin' Wolf, because for them, they were just young dudes in England going to these blues cafes and bars, and they celebrated American blues music, and that was still kind of an underground niche thing over there. It was still an underground niche thing in the United States too, for that matter. And they loved this music so much, and being able to access it meant so much to them. Anyway, all right. So Mick Jagger rails against Trump administration over climate change, rolling back of environmental rules. Mick Jagger took aim at the Trump administration. That was really bad. I was trying to do like a Mick Jagger, like, how come you're so wrong? That's actually a song that he wrote against George W. Bush on Rolling Stones. I think it was like their 2005 album. They had a couple songs against Bush. So Mick Jagger, he was outspoken against Bush. He's outspoken against Trump. All right, cool. That's groovy. So we are in a very difficult situation. Here's what Mick Jagger's saying. We are in a very difficult situation at the moment, especially in the U.S., where all the environmental controls that were put in place that were just about adequate, well, they weren't quite enough, Mick. They weren't quite enough. But okay. Have been rolled back by the current administration so much they're being wiped out. The U.S. should be the world leader in environmental control, but now it has decided to go the other way. You're so cold, USA. So Mick Jagger speaking out against Trump. And, you know, I say good for him. Look, Mick Jagger is very, very rich. He doesn't need to be paying attention to anything going on in the world at the moment, but he does. So, you know, I say kudos to somebody with his platform for speaking out, and for speaking out for something that's really worth speaking up for, like climate change. He's speaking up for climate change. And it's probably because he knows that if anybody is going to live forever, it's going to be Keith Richards. Mick knows that, and he wants a world for his buddy. He's like, look, Keith's had a tough life, okay? And we need a world for Keith. If we don't do something about climate change, what is Keith going to do? Keith can't play guitar underwater, all right? So Mick Jagger speaking up for climate change. Right on. And you know, I love the Stones. How do you not love the Rolling Stones? Even Lucy, she's going after the screen. She's like, Mick Jagger's there? Can I say hi? I'm a fan. Does Mick like cats? I don't know. If you go to LucyandRon.com, by the way, you'll see comics between myself and Lucy, where Lucy does research on all the musicians that like cats, and she goes and she finds their music, like David Bowie, Danzig, The Cure, and some others. And she just jumped down. She's like, dude, man, you can't promote my my comic and not give me credit. I gave you credit. Come on. I gave you full credit. All right. Hold on. Let me just fix my computer here, because my headphones jolted it some. And then we will move on to, I believe, maybe our last story of the day. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, wait. Before we go to our last story of the day, I want to go to the song of the day. Because this song, I really got bit by this. Now, I don't want to play it because of copyright. I can't play it. But I will talk about it. Listen up. And I will try to, I will read some of the lyrics, is what I decided to do. So this is a hip hop song. It's a rap song. And it's a really killer beat, killer music. And I highly recommend it. This was submitted by Liss Victory, friend of the show. She's out in Pittsburgh, and she's a great music too. So check her out. It's Liss Victory. Check out Liss's music. She's fantastic. Really good singer-songwriter, folky stuff. And she recommended for the song of the day, Madlib by Brainlit. So that's Madlib, M-A-D space L-I-B, just Madlib. And the artist is called Brainlit, B-R-A-I-N-L-E-T. Here's some of the lyrics. And And this is really good. Now, this is, again, this is a hip hop song. I want to show you some of the lyrics here. MSNBC, ABC, CNN keep Sanders off the polls again and again. Never mention Tulsi Gabbard or Yang by his name, because if the masses wake up, they might unplug from the game. They push their favorites to the spot, the absolute flops. The ones who toe the line keep big money on top. Joe Biden is a hawk. Kamala is a cop. This party is a circus. Trump has got this on lock. All these clowns on stage and keeping their gravel out. If they can't let him in, they can't control what he talks about. If they let him in, he'll call them out on all their bullshittery, their neocon, neolib, warhawk headassery. How they rigged the primaries and gave that shit to Hillary, propped up Donald Trump and led him to his victory, called him the Pied Piper. Yes, this is in the WikiLeaks. So if you want to blame someone, you better blame the DNC. Those are lyrics by Brainlet, and that track is called Madlib. And please do not do not judge that track on my very poor reading on the spot, trying to be somewhat rhythmic about it. I am no hip-hop artist. I am no rapper. But these folks are. Brainlet, Madlib, fantastic track. Fell in love with the track. Really. In fact, I'm going to try to get them on the show. Liz, thank you so much for turning me on to this song, because I saw it this morning. Liz tweeted it at me, said, hey, I recommend this for a song of the day. And I listened to it about like 5 or 6 times as I was prepping the show. I just kept listening to it on repeat as I was prepping this morning's show. So Liz, thank you for that. Thank you for that referral. Song of the day. Again, that's Brainlet, Madlib. Brainlet, Brainlet. That track is called Madlib. Check it out on YouTube. Check them out. They're awesome. All right. So let me see what you guys are saying. And then, oh, wait, no, we got one more thing. One more thing. This is actually the kind of interesting way I wanted to end the show today, guys. Check this out. Scientists suggest eating human flesh to fight climate change. Oh, boy. All right. A Swedish scientist speaking at Stockholm Summit last week offered an unusual possible tactic in combating global climate change: eating human flesh. So, Stockholm School of Economics professor and researcher Magnus Sutherland reportedly said he believes eating human meat derived from dead bodies might be able to help save the human race if the society were able to awaken the idea. Sutherland's argument for human cannibalism was front and center during a panel talk called "Can You Imagine Eating Human Flesh?" All right, there, no ambiguity in that title, by the way. All right, we're going to talk about eating people. Can you imagine eating human flesh? Name of the panel. At the Gastro Summit. Oh, man. Is this a real article? No. Well, this came from Fox News. All right. Gastro Summit. Okay. Reports the Epoch Times. Conservative taboos against cannibalism, he said, can change over time if people simply tried eating human flesh. He describes it as a conservative taboo. You know, I don't consider myself a conservative guy when it comes to pretty much anything. I guess there is an exception. According to this dude, according to this scientist, what's his name again? Sutherland. According to this Swedish scientist Sutherland, I'm conservative when it comes to eating human flesh because I'm not for it. I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think we should be eating each other. But they're saying we should get it derived from dead bodies. Are people going to start eating their relatives now? Gives a whole new reason, a whole new meaning to the term we're having a roast for somebody. That's going to take on a whole new meaning. Hey, we're having a roast. Right? Timmy, finish your Aunt Betty. Finish your Aunt Betty. But what do you think? I don't want to eat Aunt Betty. Aunt Betty is really sad up in heaven. Finish your Aunt Betty, Timmy. Finish your Aunt Betty. Seems a bit much. I'm all about combating climate change, obviously. But instead of eating people, how about we get on board with more sustainable agriculture? How about we do more urban farming, more farming in general, more locally sourced ways of getting our food supplies going? How about instead of saying, hey, we should stop producing almonds because of how much water it takes, Why don't instead, because almonds are a good thing, we should be eating a lot of nuts and berries. That's good for human consumption. How about instead of saying we should just stop, or if you buy almonds, you're part of the problem, how about instead of doing that, we start taking water collection way more seriously like they do in a lot of other countries. In fact, they probably do it more in Sweden, to tell you the truth. There's so much water collection we could be doing in the United States. Think of all the flooding we've been having. What if there was a way to collect that water and send it all over the country? We can do it. Here in the Los Angeles area, they put a water collection facility near Santa Monica. It's been huge. We can do it as individuals even. You can get rain barrels. Now, I live in a place where it doesn't rain often, but that's still what little rain we do get. It makes a huge difference. I'm just thinking we should do, and those are just a couple things off the top of my head. And then, of course, solar, wind, you get the idea. Those are just a couple things. And as far as we as individuals, what we can do, composting, rain collection, farming, urban farming. I think all those, I would just go there first before I'd say, let's eat each other. You know what I mean? Now, Lucy's giving me a weird look because she's thinking, look, dude, if we were ever in a situation where it was just me and you, and heaven forbid you fell and you broke your neck and you died, and I can't use a phone because I'm a cat and I don't know what to do, and I can't get to my food because it's in a cupboard that I can't open, and it's in a bin that I can't open, or at least it would take me a hell of a long time to shoot through that. I don't think I'd be, if the days go by and I'm desperate, I'm eating you. I hope you understand. I mean, there's nothing else I can do. I'm eating you. I'll have a memorial service. I'll cry a little bit about it, but I'm eating your ass. Like, yeah, I get it, Lucy, but that's a little bit different than us deciding, hey, as a way to combat climate change, we should just start eating each other. I guess I'm a bit conservative. According to this, if people just stop being conservative about this, we could just start eating each other. Telling you. I don't think I'm there. I don't think I'm there. I don't think I'm on board with the Gastro Summit. I think there's a lot of other things we should be doing more of first before we decide, let's eat each other. But I guess I'm a little conservative. I don't know. Ron, you got to be a little more open-minded here. You're sounding a bit unreasonable. I don't know. All right, but that's how I feel. All right, what are you guys saying? George Allen, thank you very much for the Super Chat contribution. Hello. Hello to you, George. And thank you for helping keep this show on the air. I appreciate your Super Chat contribution very, 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 very much. Guys, the next tour coming up is in Australia, by the way. Australia tour dates coming up in November. I got them. Perth, Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide. Get your tickets now. Do not wait. Graham Elwood and myself coming to Australia with the Progressive Comedy Tour. We're so stoked to see you. Get your tickets. Do not wait. Guys, my Patreon is changing, by the way. So I'm going to have a patrons-only stream once a week now. Patreon has made a new feature available where you can live stream via Patreon. It's still pretty new. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm going to do that. And we're going to have patrons-only live streams, and that's going to be a big part of my Patreon from now on. So patreon.com/Ron Placone. If you are so interested, you get all kinds of exclusive perks, including my album, dialogues between myself and Lucy, road journals, road videos not available anywhere else, full stand-up clips not available anywhere else. You also get the patrons-only stream once per week. That's a once-a-week thing for patrons only, and hang hours. Where basically after the stream, you guys can pop into the green room, so to speak, the e-green room, and we can talk shop. I've done it twice already. It's been a lot of fun. So patreon.com/Ron Placone if you are so able. Jedi Mullet, thank you very much for the Super Chat contribution. You need to visit Whiskey Hill Farms in Watsonville and see permaculture at work. Meet David Bloom, author of Alcohol Can Be a Gas. All right, I'm going to write that down. David Bloom. I'm not familiar with that. Alcohol can be a gas. You know who else is a gas? Jumpin' Jack Flash. To tie it back to our Mick Jagger story. Huh? See what I did there? Thank you guys very much for being part of this. It's good to be back. I missed you all very much. I missed you all very much. It is good to be back. And we are back. I'll be back tomorrow. Same time, same channel. 1 p.m. Eastern time, 10 a.m. Pacific time, right here on YouTube. You know the drill. In the meantime, I'll see you then. And in the meantime, Lucy says meow. I say peace. Peace.